Hey, good morning, Sapuli. I just wanted to film a little addition to intro today's video. It's the final video of our Numbers Bible study, and I know we were doing that a little while ago, but we took a break to do our Christmas hymn devotion. Heard from a lot of you guys who love the Christmas hymns. Thanks for doing that devotion with us, and then please enjoy this final step of our Numbers devotions. We hope you had a great Christmas and you're going to have a wonderful new year. So thanks for joining us. Hey, thanks for taking the time to join us this Tuesday. We're doing another one of our Bible study moments in the book of Numbers, and this is the last one. But if you're just joining us for the first time, right, like we've all been separated from our churches because of coronavirus, and so we're all kind of having to become pastors at home. We all have to teach ourselves. And so this has kind of been, we're looking at why bother with certain books, right? Like before, like a preacher almost picked what I studied because they would teach a sermon series or whatever, and I would go to the church and I would listen to it. But now that I'm doing church at home and I can pick whatever part of the Bible I want to read, where do I even begin? And so we're talking about Numbers right now in this concept of why would you ever even deal with the book of Numbers at all? It's a bizarre book. And so we've kind of talked about different reasons. And so I hope that if you've been following along with this, you've been reading the book of Numbers and you've been like, hey, I like this so far. This is encouraging me to stick with this book of Bible, or it is encouraging me and showing me different things that I never thought about this book of the Bible. This is our final one, so if you're just joining us at the end, that's fine. I hope this encourages you to crack open the book of Numbers, or at least go back and watch our other videos about the book of Numbers. And so the last thing I want to pull out, we're going to end on a low note. Usually we like to end on a high note, but we're going to end on a low note. And so the last reason why it is great to read the book of Numbers, and this online article I want to credit to the guy who wrote it because some of these we don't have any idea where they're coming from. And so this one was written by C.W. Faulkner. And so his last reason, or his reason why a Christian should crack open the book of Numbers, or anybody interested in God should crack open the book of Numbers, is that it shows us the seriousness of sin. So sin is this awful word that nobody likes to talk about because nobody likes to talk about bad stuff. We love the happy clappy parts. We love forgiveness. We love redemption, all of those great things, so much so that nobody wants to talk about sin because nobody wants to hear that there's anything wrong with them, right? Like I love to think that I am wonderful. Personally, right? Who doesn't want to think that they're wonderful? But the Bible teaches us, hey, there is this thing called sin and it matters. And so when a kid at youth group always asks me, so here's our theta. Ooh, blew that theta. Oh well. Here's our theta. That's what we do to represent God. So God wants to be in relationship with us. But God is holy. He is perfect. There's nothing wrong with him. And yet there's so many things wrong with me, right? And that matters. It makes it difficult for us to be in a relationship together when he's great and I'm not. And so sin is what separates us. That's why I say sin is anything that separates us. So that makes that relationship, my whiteboard is freezing here. Hopefully I can still keep talking. This will still keep recording. It crashed. Oh my gosh. Let's get it back. I'm just going to keep talking. So sin is what separates us from God. Hey, it's back. There we go. Sin, some good old redemption. And so it makes that relationship difficult. And we don't like to pay attention to it because, again, it's not the fun part. But a reason why to read the book of Numbers is it shows you how serious and how much of a big deal sin is. It's not a fun book of the Bible. A lot of people are getting wrath and judgment and all those horrible things. And I know you're sitting here thinking like, whoa. It's where we are in America. We're past judgment and wrath and all those things. But not if we're following Jesus. We believe in his and God's ways being holy. So if we want to be in a relationship with someone who's holy, if we want to remove those barriers, we got to deal with our sin. And so Numbers is a great reminder. Like, it's hard to be told how you stink. But again, those are always the things that make you better, right? Like, I think this is the worst example, but I'm going to use it, If somebody close to you says, hey, you do not smell good right now, nobody wants to hear that. But if you weren't told that, you never improve, right? If we don't pay attention to our sin, we're never going to go closer to God, right? And that's our goal. We want to get, instead of, being over here, we want to be right here. We want to get closer to God. So we need to take our sin serious. And it hurts. It does. I want to acknowledge it. It hurts to be faced with our sin. Nobody wants to do it, but it's important to do it. We want to be called to holiness. We want to be in a relationship with a holy God, so we have to work on ourselves. So, yeah, like I said, we're done with Numbers. This is the last time that we're going to talk about it, but we're going to end on a low note because I think sometimes Numbers does. A lot of people die and face judgment and those kinds of things because sin matters. It is serious and we can't just ignore it. So my devotional challenge for you to walk away from this is to keep reading Numbers or to start reading Numbers, either way, and to, again, realize and reflect that, hey, sin matters, and what am I doing that's blocking my relationship with God? So thanks for watching, and we will touch base later.